Alright, two things. Number one, I'm back in Sydney. Hey, I'm going to be back here now on a much more permanent basis, so that's going to be really, really exciting. But then number two, well, I was actually looking at the Shenhe Banner and what 4-stars are coming with her, and it kind of occurred to me that this looks very much like it's an Aloy banner, if anything. Let me explain. We're here with Aloy and Masanori. We go to our notices, into the events tab, and we go and have a look at the Transcendent one. Obviously, we have Shenhe, who I will be talking about in great detail and in great length when I get her. But then also we have Mika, Sucrose, and Diona. And the thing about Mika, Sucrose, and Diona is that you can use all three of them with Aloy in a pretty decent, meaningful capacity for Freeze Aloy, to some extent Melt Aloy, and also physical Aloy. So let's have a look at what we can do with them. Now, thing is, I don't have Mika, obviously. So I'm going to be using C6 Rosaria as a stand-in. Let's go. There is a small subsection of an already small community of players called the Aloy mains, and within that subsection of Aloy mains, there is ostensibly a small section of physical Aloy mains. I'm not a physical Aloy main in any way, shape, or form, so it's entirely possible that what I'm doing is not how people play physical Aloy. Nor do I really understand how to play physical Aloy myself. I don't even know if you use Yunjin. But you could potentially do something like this with Mika. Because Aloy, being a cryo character, can provide a lot of cryo particles with her bomb, you could potentially funnel that into Mika if you need that healing. But then again, you run the risk of actually triggering Ice Rush, which in a physical Aloy team, as far as I can tell, is actually a detriment, not a bonus. Now let's have a look at one of the other characters that is coming with Shenhe. Let's have a look at Sucrose. So the thing about Sucrose is that she is a very decent alternative to Kazuha if you are trying to get the bomblets to group.
Ever seen one of these? Absorption test. Animal hypostick. Let's get it on. Everybody stand back.
And on top of that, what Sucrose provides that Kazuha doesn't provide at base without Constellation 2 is an EM bonus. So with Sucrose, she can potentially be a very, very good option if you need a bit of EM and you don't want to use Nahida or you don't have Nahida. Like so. I hate pain.
This'll pack a punch. Stand clear.
Kazuha still provides a better form of bomblet control. But Sucrose's butterfly can be very reliable as well for getting the bomblets, but otherwise you probably, for like a Melt Aloy purpose, you might want to actually try and get Sucrose's butterfly to infuse Pyro so that you can continue producing more Pyro. So Sucrose can be a very good option for Aloy teams, especially if you don't already have Kazuha or you want to use Kazuha on a different team. Now let's also have a look at the final character that's coming with Shenhe's Banner, and that's going to be Diona. Now, the thing about Diona is that I would say that she's a lot more useful in a Freeze Aloy comp than a Melt Aloy comp, particularly if you get C6. If you don't have C6 Diona yet, she's still useful in a Freeze Aloy comp for the shields and the heals.
Gotcha. Busted.
But when you have C6,
Ever seen one of these?
C6 itself can also be very, very useful.
This is a new one.
Because here's the thing, if we have a look at Kaz's stats right now, I have 38.1% cryo damage bonus. And keep that in mind because that is actually a lot higher than what my Kaz can normally do. Because my Kaz normally only has 750 EM. Well, 752, but, you know, close enough.
Gotcha. Got something for ya.
If we have a look at Kaz's stats now, without C6 Diona's actual elemental mastery buff, it is only 30.1%. So C6 Diona actually providing 200 flat EM seems to be one of those few occasions where you can actually boost the amount of damage percentage that you can get out of Kazuha by boosting his EM. From what I gather, percentage or proportional EM bonuses, for example from Nahida's burst, that doesn't work. But I think the Dendro buff might actually be one. The Dendro Resonance might actually be something that can boost Kazuha's damage percent. I hope someone can tell me that if that is true, because I actually don't know for a fact if that is the case. But as you could see, C6 Diona is 100% an option. So, in summary, you have Mika, who can be a good idea if you want to play physical Aloy. You have Sucrose, who is a great idea if you want to play Meltloy. And you have Diona, who is a decent idea if you want to play Freeze-Loy, and a fantastic idea if you want to play Freeze-Loy with C6. Obviously though, I do end up doing more damage if I had Yunjin on the team. Obviously I would do more damage if I had Shenhe on the team, but putting them aside because they can't shield or heal, Diona I think is still a perfectly viable option for you. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. How do you feel about the Shenhe and Ayaka banner? Let me know in the comments. Obviously, you can also use Mika to buff Eula. You can obviously use Sucrose to buff Melt Ayaka, or probably Melt Ganyu is more likely. And obviously you can use Diona to buff Ayaka, or rather to buff Kaz to buff Ayaka if you really need a shielder and a healer, and you're not using Kokomi for example. Yeah, you can also use Diona for that purpose. That's going to be it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe for more Genshin Impact action. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Rack and ruin! Everybody stand back! Let's get it on! Animal hypostasis and... You're stuck now! Ever seen one of these? Animal 60 wheel going in! Let's light it up! Look alive! This is a new one!